to see all of you. I'm sure you'll have smiling faces underneath the mask, but this is grade 8, 8-2, and there's 3 little plays you'll see today. Each of the groups has taken a fairly famous fairy tale and adapted it into a play for the stage. So the groups have written their own little plays. So they're the writers, they're the directors of their own plays, and they've designed them, and they've found their costumes, and they've figured out how they're going to move and say their lines. All of that they've pretty much done themselves with next to no input from me. So what you're seeing up there is, the work of the girls. They've been working really hard at these. So I hope you enjoy them. If you have some questions, we may have some time at the end, but you may be pressed for time too. We'll see. But please enjoy.
Once upon a time, there was a woodcutter and his wife, who lived in a small house on a high hill. The house overlooked a vast, dark forest, and at the edge of the forest lived a wicked enchantress, who had great power and was feared by all.
Just look at my beautiful garden, full of flowers, herbs, and rampion.
The earth on our land is hard and stony. A beautiful garden would never grow here. And look there, rampion. Oh, how their sweet roots would taste so delicious with vinegar and pepper. What are you looking at? Look there, those rampion. Oh, for days I have desired them. Who's asked the enchantress if you could give me some?
I heard the last person who went to the enchantress was turned to a toad. You won't see me going anywhere near her, Grandmother.
If you really love me, you would go to that garden and get me some of that sweet tasting rampion. I'm sure the enchantress will never notice that it has gone missing, and I can make us a delicious supper.
All right, but I take some at night.
The woodcutter's belly rumbled at the thought. He was frightened at the enchantress and her great power, but perhaps if he took some of the rampion at night, no one would notice. And that is exactly what he did. At midnight that night, he climbed over the low wall into the garden. Grabbing hold of the leafy stalks, he began pulling the rampion up from its earthy bed. He licked his lips as he saw the thick white roots that would taste so good with some vinegar and pepper.
Thief! How dare you steal from my garden?
Please forgive me. Please don't turn me into a toad. My wife has longed for your rampion ever since.
You can take as much, you're forgiven, you can take as much as you can carry.
As much as I can carry?
Yes, but on one condition. You must give me that child your wife will bring into the world. I'll take care of it and treat it like a mother.
Yes, I promise.
The wife brought her rampion, and it tasted even better than she had imagined. Days turned into weeks, and weeks became months. As the winter snows began to fall, the wife gave birth to a beautiful baby girl with big brown eyes and tufty brown hair. They named the girl Rapunzel. The couple were delighted, but the joy was to be short-lived. Keeping to her bargain, the enchantress came and took the child away.
Where's the child?
In time, Rapunzel grew into a beautiful young woman. She lived at the house at the edge of the forest, with only the enchantress for company. She often looked out the window and wondered who lived at the house on the hill. One day, she asked the enchantress if she could go and visit. The enchantress was furious and took her deep into the forest instead. There, she was locked away in a tall, dark tower with neither stairs nor door, just a small window for her to look out of.
You will stay here. When I want to visit, I'll call Rapunzel. Rapunzel, let down your hair. You'll do as I ask.
Rapunzel had magnificent long hair, its finest done black. Whenever she heard the voice of the enchantress, she would let down her braided hair, and the enchantress would climb up it to reach the window. She would bring Rapunzel bread and water, but no comfort or love. One day, the king's son was riding through the forest. He
This is a
stopped.
very strange puzzle. I cannot see how I can get up to that window. It's so high.
On seeing her beauty, the prince immediately fell in love with her. At the moment, he heard the crunch of leaves. Leading his horse behind a tree, the prince hid from view. just as the evil enchantress stepped out from the forest.
Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair.
Immediately, Rapunzel let down the braids of her hair. The witch climbed up to her and disappeared into the tower. The prince waited patiently until the enchantress reappeared and climbed back down again.
Ha! So that is how I'll reach my heart's desire.
Once the enchantress had vanished into the forest, he walked up to the tower and called.
Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair.
Immediately, the hair was lowered. With a smile, the prince climbed the tower. When he reached the window, Rapunzel gave a shriek. She was expecting the enchantress, not a young, handsome man.
Rapunzel, please let me take you far away from this horrible tower. Let me be your husband and love you for as long as I live.
Rapunzel had never heard such kind and tender words before. She lost her fear and burst into tears.
Yes, please take me away, far, far away. But how will I ever get down from this tower? You can go down, but I cannot follow. There must be a way. Oh, I have an idea. Bring me some silk and I will weave a ladder with it. And I will be able to climb down from this horrible tower and we can go far, far away. I will do as you ask. Do not despair. Soon you will be free.
Rapunzel lowered her hair and watched as he climbed back down. Mounting his horse, the prince set off for home. He did not see the enchantress watching him from the shadows.
Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair.
Too afraid to do otherwise, Rapunzel lowered her plaited hair. The enchantress climbed up, and when she reached the tower's room, she cut off Rapunzel's hair with a swish of her knife.
Wicked child, you have deceived me. Now you'll be punished. I'll banish you to the ends of the desert where no one is foolish enough to drag. There you'll live all alone under the hot blazing sun.
With a wave of her hand, the enchantress cast a spell. Rapunzel vanished in the blink of an eye. What was left of her were the golden braids lying on the floor. The enchantress snatched them up.
Now teach that lovesick prince a lesson.
At dawn the next morning, the prince arrived at the tower with a bundle of silk.
Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair.
The black braids fell down from the window. Eagerly, the prince clambered up to the tower window. However, instead of Rapunzel, he was met by the evil grin of the nasty enchantress. She has used Rapunzel's hair to trick him.
Fool! The bird you seek no longer sits in the nest. Rapunzel is lost to you. You'll never see her again.
My love has gone, and now I have nothing to live for.
With a cry of despair, he threw himself from the tower window. With a click of her fingers, a tangled wall of thorns sprang up around the base of the tower. The enchantress cackled with glee.
Dear prince, you should look before you leap.
The prince fell into the cruel barbs and was lost from sight. The enchantress assumed the prince was dead, and so failed to notice him clambering out of the thorns. He had survived the gruesome trap, but his eyes had been pierced by the wicked thorns. He was blind. For months he wandered the land, calling Rapunzel's name.
Rapunzel.
He heard the voice. It was familiar to him, singing a sad lullaby.
Rapunzel. Rapunzel. Rapunzel.
Filled with hope, the prince pressed onwards, following the sound. It led him to a cool, dark cave, where Rapunzel was waiting. On seeing the prince, she ran into her arms weeping. The moment her sparkling tears touched his eyes, the prince's vision cleared.
I can see.
Overcome with joy, the prince led Rapunzel out of the barren, hot desert. Together, they traveled to his father's castle, where they lived happily ever after.
Once upon a time, in a deep, deep forest, lived a poor woodcutter, stepmother, and two children, the boy Hansel and the girl Gretel. They were so poor that sometimes they would live off a day with only a piece of bread. One night, the father sighed and talked out all his worries to his wife.
How are we supposed to feed our poor children now that we have nothing for ourselves?
I'll tell you what, Christmas. Early tomorrow morning, we will take the children out into the biggest part of the wood. There, we'll light a fire for them and give them each a piece of bread. Then we'll go to the work and leave them alone. They won't be able to find their way out, and we'll be able to get rid of them.
No, wife, that I won't do. Where could I find it in my heart to leave children alone in the woods? Soon the wild beasts will come and tear them into pieces.
Oh, you fool, then we must all die of hunger, and you may as well go and see the boys for a coffin. But I can't feel sorry for the poor children.
Now it's all up with us. Oh, no. Don't scare yourself, Gretel. We'll find a way to escape. No fear.
The following day, the wife and husband still overlooked and woke up early to prepare her plans.
Get up, you rabbits. We are going to the forest to cut down the wood. There's something for your luncheon, but don't eat it up beforehand, for it's all you get. Hansel, what are you doing there? Why do you always remain behind? Take care and don't lose your footing.
Oh, Mother, I'm looking back at my white pigeon, which is sitting on the roof, waving me a farewell.
What a donkey you are. That isn't your kitten. That's the morning sun shining on the chimney.
Now, Susan, go and fetch some wood. I'll light a fire so you may not feel cold.
Now, lie down at the fire and rest yourself. We are going to the forest to cut down the wood, and when we finish, we'll come back and fetch you.
Hansel and Gretel sat down beside the fire, and at midday ate their little bits of bread. They heard the strokes of the axe, so they thought their husband was quite near. But it was no axe they heard, but a bow he had tied on a dead tree, and that was blown about by the wind. When they had sat for a long time, their eyes closed with fatigue, and they fell fast asleep. When they awoke at last, it was pitch dark.
When are they coming back?
Let's wait a bit more.
Now?
A little bit more?
How about now?
No. Need to wait a little bit more. If they aren't here before the moon is up, I think we're forgotten.
As time passes, the husband and mother never came back to fetch the kids. The forest is starting to get darker and darker.
I guess they really forgot about us.
How are we ever to get out of the woods?
Now, Gretel, wait until we see the moon lighting our path, and there we shall see pebbles I left on the ground.
Once the moon was up, Gretel looked in awe as little rocks were carefully put down on the road, which marked the road back home.
See, I dropped these little pebbles on the ground when they were talking about it last night. Then it will lead us back home.
No, I'm As they knocked on the door, they were not greeted with a big smile from the stepmother.
You naughty children, what time you slept in the woods too? We thought you were going to never come back. Everything is eating up once more. We have only half a loaf in the house, and when that's gone, it's all up with us. The children must be gotten rid of. We'll lead them deeper into the forest this time, so that they won't be able to find their way out again. There's no other way of saving ourselves.
Surely it would be better to share one last bite with one's children. And for God is sure to help us.
At early dawn, the woman came and made the children get up. They received their bits of bread, but it was even smaller than the time before. On the way to the wood, Hansel crumbled it in his pocket, and every few minutes he stood still and dropped a crumb on the ground.
Hansel, what are you stopping and looking about you for?
Oh, father, I am looking back at my white hen, which is sitting on the roof, waving me approve.
Oh, that isn't your vision. That's the morning sun glittering on the chimney.
At midday, Gretel divided her bread with Hansel, for he had strewn his all along their path. Then they fell asleep. Evening passed away, and nobody came to the poor children. They didn't awake until it was pitch dark, and Hansel comforted his sister, saying,
We shall see the breadcrumbs I scatter on the ground once we see the moonlight lighting our path.
However, they were not able to find a piece of their breadcrumbs, but instead chirping birds satisfied with their meal.
Never mind. I guess we'll find a way out.
They were very hungry too, for they had nothing to eat but a few berries they found growing on the ground. At last they were so tired their legs refused to carry them any longer, so they lay down under a tree and fell fast asleep.
On the third morning, after they had left their father's house, they set about wandering there again, but only got deeper and deeper into the wood. And now they felt that if help did not come to them soon, they must perish.
At midday they saw a beautiful little snow-white bird sitting on the branch, which sang so sweetly that they stopped still and listened to it. They followed it and came to a little house on the roof which it perched. And when they came quite near, they saw that the cottage was made of biscuits and roofed with cakes, while the window was made of transparent sugar.
Now, Gretel will have a window. I'll have some of the roof, and you, Gretel, can have some of the window, which you'll have a sweet taste of morsel.
Nibble, nibble, little house, who's nibbling my house?
Husband's own child, the tempest cloud. Oh, you dear children, who led you here? Just come in and stay with me. No ill shall befall you. Come here, children. You must be hungry.
She took them both by the hand, led them into the house, and laid a most sumptuous dinner before them. Milk and sugar pancake with apple and nuts. After they had finished, two beautiful little white beds were prepared for them. And when Hansel and Gretel lay down in them, they felt as if they had gone to heaven.
The old woman had appeared to be most friendly, but she was a really old witch who had waylaid the children and had only built the little red house in order to lure them in. When anyone came into her power, she killed, cooked, and ate him until a regular feast day for the occasion. Now witches have red eyes and cannot see far, but like these, they have a keen sense of smell and know when human beings pass by. When Hansel and Gretel fell into her hands, she laughed maliciously and said dearly,
Father, now, think she escape me? Get up, you lazy bones. Fetch water and cook something for their brother. Or else he'll eat him up. I'll kill him and eat him up.
So the best food was cooked for poor Hansel, but Gretel got nothing but crab shells. Every morning the old woman hobbled out to the stable and cried,
Hansel, flat your fingers so that I may feel that you're getting fat.
but Hansel always stretched out a bone, and the old dame, whose eyes were dim, couldn't see it. Thinking always of Hansel's fingers, she wondered why he cut him so slowly. When 4 weeks had passed and Hansel still remained thin, she lost patience and determined to wait no longer.
Gretel, be quick and get water. Hansel may be fat or thin. I'm going to kill him and cook him up tomorrow.
Kind
heaven, help us now. If only the wild geese in the woods would have eaten us, then at least we should have died together.
Just hold your peace. It won't help. First, we'll bake. I've heated the oven already and kneaded the dough. Creep in and see if it's properly heated so that I may put in the bread.
When she had got Gretel in, she went to close the oven and let the girl bake, that she might eat her up too. But Gretel perceived her intention and said,
I don't know how to do it. How do I get in?
Oh, you silly goose! The opening is big enough, you see. I can get it myself. Gracious!
As the two children had no longer any cause for fear, they went into the old guy's house, and here they found in every corner of the room boxes with pearls and precious stones.
These are more than pebbles.
I too will bring something home.
Now, let's get far away from the witch's woods.
When the two children had wandered about for some hours, they came to a big lake.
There's a big lake. I can't see any way to cross this. There isn't any bridge of any kind.
Yes, and there's no ferry boat either. But look, there swims a yellow duck. If I ask her, she'll probably get us over. Here, two children, mournful very. Seeing no bridge nor ferry, take us upon your yellow duck.
Look, it's coming towards us.
The good bird did this, and when they landed safely on the other side and had gone for a while, the wood became more and more familiar to them. And at length, they saw their father's house in the distance. They set off to a run, and bounding into the room, fell on their father's neck. The man had not passed a happy hour since he left them into the wood, and the woman had died. Gretel shook out her apron so that the pearls and precious stones rolled about the room, and Hansel drew down one handful after the other out of his pocket. Thus all of their troubles were ended, and they lived happily ever after.
It was the middle of winter, and snow flakes were falling like feathers from the sky. The queen sat at her window working, and her embroidered face was a duckish shade of ebony.
As she was gazing out towards the snow, she pricked her finger and 3 drops of blood fell on the snow.
Oh, how I wish I had a child's skin as white as snow, lips as red as blood, and hair as black as the blue of embroidered frame.
Luckily, the queen's wishes came true. Not very long after, she had a daughter. Its skin as white as snow, lips as red as blood, and hair as black as ebony.
She was named Snow White.
However, the queen died soon after her birth. After a year had gone by, the king took another wife, a beautiful woman, but proud and overbearing, but she could not bear to be surpassed in beauty by anyone.
She had a magic looking glass, and she used to stand before it and look in it and say, "Looking glass upon the wall, who is the fairest of us all?"
Now Snow White was growing prettier and prettier, and when she was 7 years old, she was beautiful as day, far more so than the queen herself.
Looking glass upon the wall, who is the fairest of them all? How dare she become the fairest of them all? I'll give no peace nor envy, and give no pride. Huntsman!
Yes, Your Highness.
Take the child out to the woods, so I may set my eyes on her no more. You must put her to death, so I can take her heart for a token.
Yes, Your Highness.
Oh dear, Constraint, do not take my life. I'll go into the long woods and never come home again.
Away then, you poor child.
I will take the heart of this boar, and the queen will take it as Snow White. She'll salt it and cook it and believe that is the end.
Now that I have escaped, I must run to find shelter. I see a little house that looks like it can rest at. No wonder why everything is so small but clean. So exhausted. I'm so tired and I must sleep now.
Who has been sitting in my little chair and eating on my little plate?
Who has been taking my little loaf and tasting my porridge?
Who has been using my little fork with my little knife?
Who has been lying in my bed?
Someone has been on our beds too. Oh goodness, oh gracious, what beautiful child is this?
What is your name, O beautiful child?
How did you enter our place?
My name is Snow White. I run away from my stepmother who wants me dead. She had sent a huntsman, and I ran around until I found this little house.
My, poor you. If you won't keep our house for us, then you shall stay with us, and you shall laugh now.
We will establish one rule with you, Snow White, that no one in the house, if your stepmother will look for you and find out you are here.
Looking glass upon the wall, who's the fairest of us all? That useless huntsman! I should have never hired him. Now I must deal with that wretch Snow White girl myself. I must think of a plan. I'll disguise myself as a peddler woman. I'll create a lace and kill her with it. Find wares to sell, find wares to sell.
Good wares, people. What have you to sell?
Fine wares.
My, what a beautiful lace you're holding. I must buy some.
What a figure on my child. Let me put this lace on you properly for once.
Snow White, we're back home.
Where are you, Snow White?
Her lace is on too tight. We must cut it immediately.
What happened to you while we were away?
A kind old lady came by and offered me
offers tidy one. Tidy it so fast that I become out of breath.
That old color one must be no other than the wicked queen.
She must not let anyone in when we're not home.
Looking glass upon the wall, who's the fairest of us all? But now I must think about something that will ruin her. I'll create a poison comb through witchcraft, one drag through her hair, and that girl will be over! Now, I must dress myself as an old woman to pursue my plan. Find wares to sell, find wares to sell.
I dare not take anything.
But you are not forbidden to look.
My, what a beautiful comb you're holding. It must hurt to buy one from this kind old lady.
Here, let me comb through your beautiful hair. How is it poisoned?
Snow White, we are back home.
It must be the stepmother's doing.
Never let anyone in at the door. That's Snow White.
Looking glass upon the wall, who's the fairest of us all? Now I must think of something that will ruin her. I'll create a poisoned apple, so beautiful that she cannot resist, but so poisonous she'll never be able to breathe again. Good wares, fine wares.
Well, I dare not let anybody in.
But you are not forbidden to look. Here, take it.
No, I dare not take anything.
But my, it's such a beautiful apple. Please take it. Here, you can have the red side and I'll take the white side. As red as blood, as black as ebony, as white as snow. This is the end of you! Looking glass upon the wall, who's the fairest of us all?
Snow White, we are back home.
down. Cut her laces. No, comb her hair. Wash her with water and wine.
None of this is working. Snow White must have passed on, and it's our fault for leaving her alone in this house.
Has anyone seen Snow White?
Truly so, for she still looks as she's still asleep.
Yes, for still as white as snow, red as blood, and her hair black as ebony.
Please, let me have this coffin. I'll give anything in return for it.
I'm sorry, but Snow White has been like this for over a month now.
I'm the prince of the neighboring kingdom, and I'll be sure to wed her and take good care of her, for I cannot live without Snow White. I'm begging you to give her to me, for I cannot live without her.
This prince speaks with such integrity.
Truly so. If Snow White was still alive, she would have gone along with this gentleman. Let us hand her over.
What a great honor! I'll bring my servants to carry her to my kingdom. I'm the prince of the neighboring kingdom, and you are safe with me. I would rather have you more than anything in the world. Come with me to my father's castle, and you shall be my bride.
My, what a kind gentleman you are. My queen, my highness, Snow White has sent you a letter inviting me to her wedding with the neighboring prince.
Ugh. Looking glass against the wall, who's the fairest of them all? Although this will cause me great frustration, I'll get no peace until I see the bride for myself. Servants, arrange me a ride!
And when she saw her, she only knew her for Snow White, and could not stir from the place for anger and terror, for they had only red-hot iron shoes in which she had to dance until she fell down dead.
Ouch! 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 Ouch!
boy named Elliot, whose mother lay sick. At her last moment, she told Elliot,
Dear child, be good and pious, and God will always take care of you, and I will bestow upon you from heaven, and will always be with you.
and then she closed her eyes and passed away. Elliot's mother was and she moved into their house together with her two daughters.
So, Elliot, this is your new mother. I hope you all get along.
Will this stupid creature sit in the same room with us?
So sweet and most serene. He's nothing but a kitchen moon.
Just look now at the proud prince, how he's left out.
The two stepsisters and their mother treated Elliot very poorly. However, keeping his mother's last words to her, he decided to bear the pain and kept working for them every day without any pay.
All right, everyone. I'm going on a business trip. What would you all like for me to bring back?
Fine clothes.
Jewels and pearls.
What will you have, Elliot?
The first twig, Father, that strikes against your hat on the way home. That is what I should like you to bring me.
Okay, children. Goodbye.
And those were the last words that everyone heard from their father. After his father's death, poor Elliot had to work all day long, so that the stepmother and sister could rest. The poor boy could not stay clean from all the ashes and cinders by the fire, because he was the one who kept it.
Elliot, where are you?
Elliot, did you clean my room?
Did you sew my dress?
Yes, Anastasia, I'll be there when I'm done with the laundry. Elliot, hurry up and clean the ashes in the fireplace. So dirty. You know what? Let's give him a nickname for that.
That's a good idea.
Okay, let's call you
Cinderelliot!
And that is how they decided to call him Cinderelliot. The evil stepsisters and the stepmother continued to make Elliot drill the party, until one day they received an unexpected invitation from the royal family that the king is having a ball for the prince to find his future bride.
Anastasia, Drizella, I got an invitation from the royal family. It says it's a ball to see who the prince is going to marry.
Who said you are going?
You don't get to go, Cinderelliot.
Yes, because I'm going to marry the prince.
What? I'm not going. Excuse me. This is urgent. Anastasia, Drizella, I will teach you manners. Cinderella, get 30 dresses for us. Oh, is the dress for me?
What? You want a dress?
And you're a man.
Cinderella, it's for me. Oh, okay. I thought I would be going. Why can't I go to the ball?
Hey, Gus. Let's get to work.
Okay, I'll get scissors.
And I'll get silk.
And so on, the mice made a beautiful dress for Elliot to wear.
Oh my gosh, this is so nice. Who made this?
Is he going to notice that we made this?
He probably will. Hey, we made this.
You guys made this? Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, I can go now. I have a dress.
Ew, that's so ugly.
How so ugly?
Dress? Why are you wearing a dress?
Oh my, stop!
godfather. No, these are pumpkins, lizards, and rats.
All right. Here you go.
Thank you.
But how did you make this?
With magic, of course.
Magic.
Yeah, well, enough about magic. You have a boat. You have a boat to go to.
I can't, sorry. My sister's ripped in this birthday dress. Thank you for using your magic, though.
And that doesn't matter. I have magic. I can do anything. Come here.
I feel like
Do not say that, Elliot. You deserve to go to the ball tonight and go marry the prince. Now go, or you'll be late. Be sure to be back by the midnight, or else this girl will run up her by the midnight.
All right. Thank you, Fairy.
Bye. Have a nice evening.
why don't you have
Encouraged by his words, Cinderelliot hurried to the ball. When he entered the palace, everybody was astonished by his beauty, and the prince himself was no exception.
I'm very sorry.
She's a he. Oh wow! Regardless of his gender, I will find out his name. Now he dance with me. You and me? Pardon? My pleasure. It's a beautiful place. Thank you. It's kind of cold. Put this on.
This is too romantic. I can't watch it.
Such a great time together that he almost forgot that what the fairy godfather had told him about magic. However, when he heard the bell, he suddenly remembered his words and quickly ran away and left the house.
Oh no, I must go. No, wait, don't go. Wait, no. I'm here.
You seem like you're in a good mood. Did something happen while we were away?
Oh, nothing happened.
And just like that, the days went by after the ball, back to normal. But for Cinderelliot, there was another tiring life of cooking and cleaning, until one day, an unfortunate event.
Looking for this?
How did you find that?
I knew it, as expected. As I guessed, you went to the ball. How could you do this? We even let you stay in this room.
But I have been kind to you this whole time.
Kind? Kind? I don't know what you're talking about. You don't deserve to get out. You stay here.
The next day, the royal castle had made an announcement about a missing shoe, found at the last ball. The condition was,
Whoever missed the shoe shall marry Prince Charming.
so off Prince Charming and his soldiers went, from door to door, asking and crying on the shoe, over and over again. Finally, the soldiers arrived at the very last place.
Hello? Hi, so we're going to try on your glasses.
Okay, come in. I will lead you my daughter.
Why wouldn't this fit? No, I don't think it does. Thank you for your time. We will be taking our leave now. Did you guys hear that?
Cinderelliot, you should go meet the prince.
Yeah, or you will miss your chance. See, he's right there.
But I can't. You'll never love me. Because I'm a man.
Hey Gus, I have an idea. Let's open the window.
That's a good idea.
No, I definitely hear that now. Someone else is living here. But is there someone else who lives here?
No, it's only me and my daughter. Like, I mean, there are, but he doesn't need to know it. No.
Wait. Can we just meet them
No.
Prince, you shouldn't give up.
I'll try. It was you.
Yes, but
Yeah, it's a board game. Why is there board game? Yeah, but board games. Yeah, they changed.
We're sorry for how we treated you. It's alright, I forgive you.
Elliot, do you take Prince Charming as your husband? Yes, I do. Prince Charming, do you take Elliot as your husband? Yes, I do. Now officially declare husband and husband.
That is the story of two men who deeply fell in love with each other and showed us that love is all that love is love. Prince Charming and Cinderelliot lived happily ever after. The end.
Little Navy Riding Hood, a lovely maid with a beautiful name and many different colors, cleaning the tables of the shops at the corner of the town. The sign printed on top of the shop swung in the breeze, as Navy smiled with several kinds of neat cleaning gowns, showcasing the rich selection of beauty from the window. The town was not as lively as it always was since it was early in the morning.
Maybe. Here are some biscuits and a flask of wine. Give this to your grandmother. She said she's feeling sick. Off you go. Bye.
Okay, see ya. Navy and grandmother lived a few kilometers away from the village. Navy remembered the way to her grandmother.
Use a trolley until you get to the last stop, which is the main gate to the forest. Then walk straight until you see a blue roofed cottage. Okay, I got this.
It only took maybe 3 minutes to get to the main gate of the forest. She took 3 minutes in and opened the black gate, which entered the bustling environment. She went deeper into the forest with no help.
Good day, little Navy Riding Hood.
How do you know my name?
Oh, it doesn't matter. Anyway, where are you going so early?
To my grandmother's.
Okay, smells pretty good.
I think I'll be leaving now.
Navy rarely steps out of her mind to fight or flight mode.
Don't be afraid of me. I'm just asking. Where is your grandmother?
Somewhere in the woods. I can tell you that.
So this is the girl who killed my mother, huh? Gonna have fun with this one.
The wolf chuckled. He bent down and plucked the fresh rose for her. Navy rolled her eyes and took the rose out of her face and put her hands on her waist.
Thank you for your kind concern, but I'll be heading to my grandmother's now.
This is gonna be fun.
Hello. So there's going to be a scene where the audiences have to say something. So I'll be holding a sign here. And when we point at you, please
So you belong.
Well, here I am, the wolf Pan, as he glanced up at the little pony. Unknown by Navy, the wolf already knew about his grandma's whereabouts. Time to pull a little trick.
Finally. Why did Grandma decide to live somewhere so isolated? Grandma? Grandma? You here? Oh, she must be awake. I'm sleeping. The door should be open. I'll just open the door.
To Navy's left, the door was indeed open, so she entered.
Grandma.
I'm so glad you're finally here. I feel very glad you're here. I'm so hoping you
Sure.
Thank you, dear. Can you come here and help me out?
Grandma, you seem to be getting a lot bigger lately. You should be doing the opposite.
Of course I grew larger, dear.
Oh my goodness.
A few minutes passed by when there was a professional taxidermist was wandering in the forest in search of a wolf to add in his collection of stuffed pets. As he was walking into the forest, he went past by a blue cottage and noticed something unusual.
What is that smell? Something doesn't feel right here. Using his hunting senses, the hunter was able to easily identify what the pungent smell was. Blood! The hunter then hears a very haunting scream as he walks closer to the smell. What he walked into was truly dark. In a pool of blood, a big fierce wolf was lying, anticipating to get up and fight back. On the other side, Navy's children, with a psychotic smile flashing over her face, while she was holding a pocket knife covered in blood. The hunter then quickly cocks his gun, aims at the shoulder blade, and fires. The wolf whimpers in pain as he cuts his bloody shoulder, as the hunter shoots at the other shoulder. The beast's body shook in pain as his eyesight felt blurred. The crimson liquid seeped past through his fingers as his eyes were on the edge of his head.
You! And that was his last of his words.
He was trying to kill me, but instead I did. You're here hunting for heads, right?
Yes, I was looking for wolf head.
Well, you can keep the head. I will take the meat.
Hey, can I have a slice of your brisket?
Sure, you have a lot today.
Navy giggled as she was dusting off the dust off of her apron. By the way, where did you get this meat? It's better than what my husband does.
That is for me to know and for you to find out. Have a lovely day, ma'am.
And that is the story of Little Navy Riding Hood.
large knapsack. And your real soldier, so you shall have as much money as ever you like.
Thank you, Moses.
Do you see that large tree? No, you can't. Well, of course it can. It's a real soldier. Well, it is quite hollow inside, and you must climb to the top where you can see the hole, through which you can let yourself down into a tree to a great depth. We will pull you up again when you fall out to it.
But what am I to do down in the tree?
He's a smart one. Indeed. Well, in the middle of this bird, there will be a dog eater with eyes as large as fish. But if you're... but you do not need to... You do not have to be afraid of it. We will give you oh, shut up. My purple shawl, which you must spread upon the floor, and then go you see full of on and place him upon it. Then you can take from the chest and avoid closing.
This is not a bad story, but what am I to give you? For, of course, you do not need to tell me all this for nothing.
But if you want silver money, he was going to the second chamber. Here you'll find another dog with eyes as big as mill wheels. But do not let that trouble you. Place him upon my shawl and take as much money as you please. If, however, you like to go back to the third chamber where there will be another chest full of the dog that sits on this chest is truly beautiful. His eyes are as large as a tower, and you don't have to mind him further. If he also is placed upon my shawl, he will not hurt you, and you can take from the chest that is upon you.
This is not a bad story, but what am I to give you? Or, of course, you do not need to tell me all this for nothing.
No, I do not ask for a single penny. We never discussed that. Only promise to bring me an old tinderbox, which our grandmother left behind the last time she went down there.
Very well, I promise. Now tie the rope around my body.
Here's some rope, and here is my shell. As soon as the rope was tied, the soldier climbed up the tree and let himself down through the hall to the ground beneath. And here he found, as the witch had told him, a large hall, in which many hundred lamps were all burning. Then he opened the first door. Why do you think he's taking so long? I don't know. Maybe he's teaching
That's a lot of copper pence.
No, if we were to die someday, I'm making sure you die first, not me. That sounds very funny.
You had better not look at me in that way. You'll make your eyes water.
So when he saw what a quantity of silver money he had taken, he very quickly threw away all the coppers he had taken, and filled his pocket and his knapsack with nothing but silver. That dog doesn't act like a dog. Yeah. Sure it's a dog. I think it's a cat.
Good morning. I have never seen a dog like this in my life.
for he had never seen such a dog in his life. But after looking at him more closely, he thought he had been civil enough. So he placed him on the floor and opened the chest.
Good gracious, what a quantity of gold there is! Enough to buy all the 2 or 6 of the streets, the woman, all the 10 soldiers, whips, and all the rocking horses of the world, or even the whole town itself.
There was indeed an immense quantity. So the soldier now threw away all the silver money he had taken, and filled his pocket and his knapsack with gold instead. And not only his pocket and his knapsack, but even his cap and boots, so that he could scarcely walk. He was really rich now. So he replaced the dog on the chest, closed the door, and called off the retreat.
Now pull me out, you old wench!
I'm not old, and have you got the Tinderbox?
No, I didn't care, I quite forgot it!
Make sure you get it! So we put him on the tree, and he stood there in the high ground, with his cap, his knapsack, his pockets, and his boots, all full of gold.
What are you going to do with the Tinderbox?
That is nothing to you. You have the gold and a lot of this. Now give us this.
I tell you what, if you don't tell me what you're going to do with it, then I'll draw my sword and cut your hands off your necks!
So he immediately killed them, and there they lay on the ground.
Shabby pair to be worn by such a rich gentleman, for he never bought anything. So the next day, the servant bought some good boots and proper clothes, so that our soldier was soon known as a fine gentleman. And the people in the town visited him and told him all the wonders that were to be seen in the town, and of the king's beautiful daughter, the princess.
Where can I see her?
She is not to be seen at all. She lives in a large copper castle surrounded by walls and towers. No one but the king himself can pass in or out. For there has been a prophecy that she will marry a common soldier, and the king cannot let that happen.
I would very much like to see her.
Yes, master.
But he cannot obtain to do so.
Money is just as good as I remembered. Money can buy you all the clothes, friends, and all the fine fellows and gentlemen of this world. But with all this money left, I ought to give some to the poor, since I'm a gentleman myself. But as he spent and gave away a great deal daily and received none, he was finally left with only 2 shillings of money. So he was obliged to leave his elegant rooms and live in a tiny little garret under the room. Pay the rent, you damn soldier!
One dark evening, he had not even a penny to buy a furnace. He remembered that there was a piece of candle stuck in his Tinderbox. As he struck his sparks from the flint and steel, the door flew open, and a dog with big as he was stood before him.
Well, one dark evening, he hadn't had even a penny to buy a candle. He remembered that there was a piece of candle stuck in a tinderbox. As he struck a few sparks of flint and steel, the door flew open, and the dog with eyes as large as teacups stood before him. Well, this is a pleasant tinderbox if it brings me all I wish for. Now, bring me some money. The soldier soon discovered that this was the value of the tinderbox. everyone says that the princess is very beautiful. But what is the use of it if she is to be shut up in copper castles surrounded by so many towers? Can I by any means get to see her? Stop. Where's my tinderbox? It is midnight, yet I should very much like to see her, if only for a moment. Bring me the princess.
Oh, wonderful princess. Those 100 times abduct you. Now you protect you. You already killed 2 fine witches. The princess accepted the dog's suggestion, and the 2 of them decided to go to the soldiers together.
That was very clever. Please hand the pen. After that, the 2 of them made the soldier pass back to Florida.
I thought the gift was grand.
Good work.
Unfortunately for the soldier, this was not quite good.
Oh my gosh, she had a knife. Yeah, that's really cute. That's not how it ends. That's how it ends. Oh my goodness.
And so the princess and the 3 dogs lived happily ever after together.
What?
And,
What?
and it turned out the witches were not dead. They actually faked their death.